Good morning, everyone. I'm Erica Fuller from the Conservation Law Foundation, and I'll be presenting with Eric Madsen from the Northeast Fisheries Science Center. This is the second year of a trial originally started to test efficacy of on-demand or ropeless fishing systems in the LMA3 offshore fishery in New England. This year, we've expanded our trial to include additional inshore fishermen from Massachusetts and Maine. Like other trials, the collaborators are a cast of characters that don't generally engage with one another to seek common goals, including successful commercial fishermen skeptical of new technologies and fishing practices, NGOs that compete against one another for limited funding opportunities, a manufacturer with proprietary interests, and litigation foes. Yet in our trial, conservationists, scientists, and industry members have worked well together to determine the feasibility and application of this gear in real-world fishing conditions. A significant reason that our collaboration continues to work is the early structure we set up and the transparency amongst our groups. Regardless of which organization provides the funds to purchase the gear, we've agreed that it will be part of a lending library housed at the Northeast Fisheries Science Center. Participating fishermen borrow gear from the library through lending agreements, which include a requirement to provide data in a timely manner. Agreements also protect confidential information, including fishing locations and the identity of participants or crew, and assign certain costs. Resource sharing has enabled the rapid purchase of items not easily or quickly purchased by the federal government, including tablets, satellite phones, batteries, and software. Sharing expertise has helped with everything from permitting, funding, document writing, outreach, and testing new technology. We hold progress meetings weekly to ensure that any issues are rectified as soon as possible. We've also developed a standardized terminology to understand where issues may be occurring and better pinpoint where improvements are necessary. We've avoided using the term failure, which implies the entire process is ineffective. Instead, we created interruption categories to better understand where an issue occurred. An interruption is defined as an occurrence that results in the float or the bag not coming to the surface, resulting in the fisherman retrieving gear without the use of the on-demand system. The specific interruption categories listed here have been useful in getting input from the industry in order to make the gear modifications that Eric discusses in a few minutes. We won't fully analyze our data until the end of the year, so we're not sharing interim results today. However, we've provided this table to highlight our progress over the past 2 seasons. We've increased the number of participants, including both inshore and offshore fisheries, to get a broader view of the gear use. The lending library has significantly increased, and units from additional manufacturers are being tested. While fishing in year 1 was done exclusively with hybrid trawls, meaning at least one traditional end line in place, this year a limited number of trawls have been successfully retrieved without any static end lines. Retrieval times are improving with experience, and at least one captain averages 6 to 8 minutes from initiating the app to the first trap coming over the rail. We expect even these times to significantly decrease once through-hole transducers are operational. We note that EdgeTech has produced mountable transducers and is in the process of testing them. We also note that retrievals without interruption have been accomplished in over 700 feet of water.
Likely, the most important point to be made in this presentation is that progress has been achieved because of the effort and ideas brought forward by the industry and the rapid response by manufacturers to modify units based on that input. Improvements in systems include multiple iterations to the EdgeTech lid, the structure and closers, adjustments to the rope locker that reduce snarls, and reconfiguring the float attachment to allow the stacking of gear. Many trials integrated the Blue Ocean Gear smart buoys. The fishermen also provided smelts and DBV air use and efficiency feedback. We found motion-activated strobe lights were found to make locating the gear at night and in bad weather conditions easier, and the use of tilt data loggers to inform orientation throughout the soak, specifically watching orientation during storms and strong currents. Again, these improvements and others were only possible because of input from industry participants. Some next steps are to facilitate the installation and trials of hull-mounted transducers. plan to trial radar and sonar reflectors in the cages at the surface and subsurface, and we plan to continue to get fishermen involved to participate in making these systems as safe, as efficient as possible for their operation. We wanted to mention some outcomes that look promising. The collaboration between manufacturers is very encouraging. There are many cross collaborations happening between acoustics and hardware developers. The collaboration among fishermen is also encouraging. They're sharing experiences, skills, and best practices. Each participating fisherman has used the EdgeTech Trap Tracker application to mark location of gear. These research fishermen are seeing each other's gear marks and feel that in certain situations the app could work while further geolocation development is occurring. Our preliminary results also indicate that these systems may reduce gear loss. Without the drag of vertical lines and large surface system floats, the trawl movement from storms may be reduced. In one case, where trawls were towed through by mobile gear draggers, the trawls were located acoustically and recovered nearly 5 miles away.
None of this would be possible without the participation of the fishermen who have given their time, talent, and feedback. We're also grateful to the following individuals, organizations, and foundations that have generously funded or assisted with this project: